Sorry about that, you guys. My the video cut off because I was low on space at the moment, but I managed to clear out the space. Ace, ace, ace. Because so I was so I split. So I had to make it a two-part video. This is part two. If you haven't, if you yeah, I'm reading the Powerpuff Girls to Halloween. My my phone ran out of space while I was recording, so I was supposed to make this a two-parter. This is part two. Before you watch this video, I recommend you check out part one, a link of which be in the will be in the description down below. So so watch that one first before you watch this one, okay? Okay, but okay. So let's continue where I left off. Hey, uh, hey, as they as they got to the end of their trick or treat route, uh, uh, the girls decided to stop and mm, ask, ask, ask for a treat from Mojo Jojo. There, 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 rang the bell, rang the bell. I, but even rang bell at rang the bell. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Alice. Yes. Mm. Uh, kill. Mm. Hot. It, oh. And they rang the bell at his volcano top observatory, right, but he wasn't home. I bet he's up to no good, said the buttercup. Well, oh, but, but, Blossom said, we can't stay here and wait. We have other villains to chase. Yeah, yeah, Bubbles said. We're chasing shadows. We're chasing the shadow, said Buttercup. Blossom corrected. The mystery villain's name sounds spookier than ever. Here are the girls at Mojo's volcano top observatory. The sky grew darker by the minute. Maybe we should go home now. Now, Bubble said. Yeah, the professor did give us that cup. You, Buttercup said nervously. No, we can't go home yet. But Blossom said. And Blossom cried. We have a job to do. Just then, the girls saw something that made them gasp. There, at the edge of town, way up on a rocky hill, was the scariest haunted house the Powerpuff Girls have ever seen. Here's the haunted house. Ooh. Here it goes again. Hey, the Bubbles and Buttercup didn't want to go, but Blossom convinced her sisters that it was their duty. It will only take a minute, she figured, and maybe the shadow isn't even home. Bubbles shook her head, and she was nervous, but Buttercup struck a kung fu pose. What are we waiting for? She asked. Let's go. Even eek, eek. But Bubbles yelped as they got closer. I see it. Upstairs. Cool. Cool. But Buttercup cried. It's moving. Blossom saw it too. Way up on the top floor, a looming shadow darted from window to window. Susie Q was right. The shadow was real. And, and here's the shadow. Look familiar to anyone? And here's the Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup approached the haunted house slowly. With each step, the girls imagined what they find in store, what they find inside. What did the shadow look like when he was out of the shadows? Did he have a huge horned monster face? Was he too scary to even look at? Here's here's what the girls are thinking. Bubble Buttercup thinks he has a jack-o'-lantern head with horns. Buttercup Blossom thinks he's green, and Buttercup and Bubbles thinks he has a red mask with fangs. Hey, all set? Blossom asked her sisters. Bubbles and Buttercup nodded. They dumped their bags of candy on the ground and hovered in the air, ready for anything. Blossom lifted the skeleton door knocker, and banged 3 times. After a moment, the door clicked from the inside and started open slowly with a very loud creak. The the the, the Powerpuff Girls could not believe their eyes. They were finally face with the shadow. Oh, what are you doing here, Powerpuff Girls? The shadow, the shadow demanded. Nice, nice to meet you, Mr. Shadow. Buttercup yelled. Now, now we're going to whoop, whoop you, whomp you. Now, what? Whomp you, you. Yeah, Buttercup said. Going to stop you too. Blossom grabbed his costuming crowd. We were in Halloween in Townsville anymore. Blank. But they slammed to a wall and on the floor. Blossom even used her ice wrap. Blammo! Suckaroo! Suckaroo! Who? Let. Let. The show was no match for the Powerpuff Girls. Does this guy look familiar to anyone? Blossom, Bubbles, and Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles stood back to survey the damage. But they saw a lot more than the shadow some four slumped on the floor. Who are these other people standing by the door? Mojo Jojo, Buttercup yelled. Double Mojo, Bubbles said. Mojo's everywhere. Oh, here. Blossom said. And, and all around the room, people dressed up like Mojo Jojo. It was a Halloween party. Everyone had Casa Punch and chips to munch. Blo- Blossom, Blossom, the Powerpuff Girls were very confused. Here's the Townsville villains wearing a bunch of Mojo masks, just like the one that was supposed to be in the book. That's when the shadow stood up and shook himself off. He lifted his costume, and his true identity was revealed at last. He was the real Mojo Jojo. Stupid Powerpuff Girls, he cried. You weren't invited to our Halloween party. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup were stunned. If if you're the real Mojo, who are they? And Buttercup asked. Everyone lifted their one lifted that mask. That one lifted that mask as to reveal. One lifted that mask to who lifted the mask to reveal their true identities. The Powerpuff Girls let out a gasp. They they're in they're in there in the room were all the townsville villains. Only they weren't making trouble for Halloween. They were having fun. Buttercup giggled. Oh, Mojo, happy Halloween. That was a good trick. Good trick, Buttercup said. Mojo shrugged. Give us some punch? Buttercup laughed. We had enough punches for one day. Hey, we have to go home anyway. Hey, Blossom added. There's still time to make rest of your children's curfew. They wanted to eat their and they wanted to eat their candy too. Here's Mojo Jojo, all dazed, and here are the villains. See? So once again, the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. Happy Halloween! And here are the Powerpuff Girls wearing their own Mojo masks. And that's it. And that's my story. The Powerpuff Girls saved Halloween. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't planning to make this a two-parter, but my phone stopped recording running about halfway through the book. But yeah, that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed listening to it, but as much as I enjoyed reading it. Enjoyed reading it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you make sure you guys leave a like, comment. Again, this is only part 2. To watch part 1 first if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to part 1 in the video down below. Okay. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, share the video around, and most importantly, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the little bell icon so you don't miss my next video, whenever that may be. Thank you so much for watching. And have a happy Halloween. Bye!